Hello, I'm Kathy Greven from Greven & Co. We are financial strategists for life for our clients, where we like to create wealth using accounting and financial planning strategies. And today I'm joined by Hannah Palmer from the Social Greven Co., which is a digital marketing media company formed by Hannah. Welcome, Hannah.
Hello, Kathy. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. When are we going to have ethics within our platforms?
Yeah.
Because that's what I find that's missing at the moment. And going back to the original discussion about what age should children be exposed to social media. And I know our government, Australian government, is changing all of that, you know, which is great.
It is good, yes.
Not so much in the where all of these stem from, but, you know, I think for us and our children, just with the amount of anorexia, bulimia, suicides, you know, it's just children are so vulnerable and teenagers are finding their way. So is there any sort of hope in that area?
I hope so, because it makes me worry to have children one day, Kathy. I go, what world are they going to be brought up in, you know, especially with everything that's going on at the moment.
Correct.
I think as a rough guideline for parents, make sure that you have all your parental restrictions on their phone. I mean, when I was growing up, iPhones weren't really a really big thing.
No.
I went to a private school in Queensland, so everyone in my grade had an iPhone, and I flipped out my little Nokia with my little touch pads because mum and dad were like, you don't need an iPhone until you can earn some money and buy one. Which I'm very thankful they did that. Struggled for a little bit there in the social scene at school, but
I can imagine.
You know, I think it really comes down to the parents being more forward and firm.
Yes.
With their children as well, setting some really clear boundaries.
Yes.
I know once you turn 16, I think you can set up your own accounts for, I think, there's some apps that are 13 now.
Right.
But even then I go, your brain's still developing. Children are hitting puberty. They're looking at all these supermodels online and what they probably think they should be looking like. It can be really harmful, not only mentally but physically to their whole self. So I would just encourage parents to fine tooth comb the apps, steer clear of X, which was formerly Twitter, steer clear. I'm not going to say anything else but steer clear.
Steer clear.
Steer clear, but yeah, just make sure all of your parental settings are on, and even if you're checking their phone at night while they're asleep, just to make sure everything's all good.
Yes.
And, you know, especially with the bullying scene as well.
Well, bullying, but also,
you know,
a lot of boys are fed hate against women, you know, things like that. And they've had lots of programs on TV that, you know, show, you know, we can get in, make a false account and, you know, you start looking at one or two things and then the AI picks it up and, you know, takes you to a whole new crazy sort of level. It's hard enough being a teenager, let alone having to deal with all of that, you know?
Yeah, and then be influenced by wrong information as well, touching back on that. So,
exactly,
you know, and ethics and values and all sorts of things online.
And I think Australian government's trying to bring in ethics in social media and online as well, which I find worthwhile.
I think so, because if you think about it, like we had an issue with your ad a couple of months ago, I think it was, because as a financial advisor, you have to be verified on ad platforms to advertise.
Yes.
And even then Google kept rejecting you because the AdWords weren't.
We're all good now.
We're all good now. The AdWords weren't entirely clear.
Right.
Right. So we re-strategized. But when you make an ad on Facebook, you have to declare whether you're housing, employment, or financial.
Right.
So where is all the other stuff like health, products,
medical,
ethics? Are you posting about this? Legal. Where is all of that going?
Yeah.
So that's, I think, what they really need to crack down on next.
Still need to work on that,
with the age restriction as well. Heavy emphasis on the age
and
restriction.
How do they prove, you know, because anyone could lie about their age.
That's the thing. Makes it very difficult. There's some things now where you have to verify yourself with photo ID.
Okay.
So there's that.
Well, that's good.
Which is great.
And you're not going to get that under 16.
No, you're
No.
not. So unless you pull out your student ID, which they're not going to accept.
They're not going to accept that, correct?
So, and I think they've got some pretty thorough scanners now in the background as to whether your AI, license or not. So,
or if it's been doctored or
if it's a little bit misleading, I think they're pretty heavy on it now with certain platforms.
That's true. That's true. Well, that would be good if they could come up with something. I'm sure AI will come up with something that will help in all of that sort of stuff. But if we bring it back finally to small businesses and how small business can sort of, instead of being a shop front at Burnside, for example, or, down at the Nord Mall or Tea Tree Plaza or down at Marion or something like that, which has got a huge amount of costs for rental. If people could, advertise online, what would be a good tip that you would give them?
It's a good question. I think it really comes down to what you're selling and just thoroughly research what your key demographic is and what platform they're sitting on.
Yes.
And that would be a really good starting point, is just really take it back to basics, strip everything back and just keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
I like that.
Yeah. Less is more sometimes. Don't need to overdo it.
No.
As long as you've got clear messaging. And I would say a really good starting point in setting up a Google My Business profile so you're recognisable on the most trusted web platform.
At this stage.
Yeah, at this stage. Hopefully, touch wood.
Yes, yeah, but who knows? But, in terms of small businesses trying to, we were talking about tradies before, they're never struggling to get work, but it's the kind of work that you want to get, that you want to sort of put out there. You just don't want every single little job. You sort of want,
longer contracts.
You want longer contracts and things like that. So, which, getting someone like yourself on board. Yeah. How long's your business been going for?
Just over a year now.
Just over a year.
Which is crazy. So I originally started the business not knowing I would have this many clients now, which is very nice. It's very rewarding. And I'm very blessed to work with such beautiful people as well. I don't have a bad client, which is lovely. I don't think many businesses can say that. No. So I'm very, very blessed.
There's challenging clients, and then there's clients that you want to
stick around.
You want to hang around with because they're really good.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but you also can go all over Australia, can't you?
Yes, I've got clients in Sydney, clients in Melbourne, and Adelaide, of course. So hopefully we can get some in WA and Gold Coast, make some trips up there, some client visits. So we'll see what happens.
Add a little bit of travel to your business trips.
Yes, which would be very nice.
And as your accountant, I would recommend that.
Yep.
Very good, very good. All right. Thanks, Hannah, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
It's been informative.
Yes.
And all the best.
Always fun. Thanks, Kathy.
Thank you.